So good morning all, back out on the road with RB and ride testing this Lexmoto Michigan. We're just going to take this out, get some extra mileage on this one. Now you have seen loads and loads of videos on these Michigans, so I'm not going to do the walk round on these. If you do want to see the walk round video, check out my previous posts on the Lexmoto Michigan on my YouTube channel. But what we are doing, we've got 2 of these coming through this week. We have got some more coming, so if you're after a Michigan, get your pre-orders in. These are a lovely little cruiser. Looking down, gear indicator comes across the bottom, neutral, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice big speedo in front of me, and we're sitting at around about 42 mile an hour for the purposes of ride testing. As always, lovely high bars on these. Some people said these are like 8 hangers. They're not as high as an 8 hanger, but they are a lovely high bar. A very level seating, very level riding position on the arms. Seating position lovely and low. And with these, you have the running boards, foot plates, whatever you want to call them, instead of pegs. Slightly forward position on these, cruiser style, 1 down 5 up on the box, and this one is in what they call industrial grey, but it is silver. But for the purposes of paint codes, they call it industrial grey. Lovely, lovely ride on this bike. Nice big wheels on it. And it has got some good rubber. Obviously we go on about the tyres. Most of the bikes coming out are now nylon tyres. Do an adequate job. But as I always say, if you're not comfortable on the tyres that you've got, swap them out, put yourself some decent ones on, go for some Michelin, some Bridgestones. Most people are saying go for the Michelin Pilots or the Michelin Street, something like that. But never have a fault with these little Michigans. Absolutely love these, and I'm not a lover of cruisers, but I do love the seating position, the ride style on this bike. Now there is an option, and a certain YouTube blogger bought his wife one on my recommendation. I said try a Michigan, and Faye went out and bought herself a Michigan. If you happen to go onto YouTube channel, check out Tins on Tour, and Faye bought herself a little red Michigan. Now she has actually changed the bars to what's known as a drag bar, so they are a slightly lower bar, about half the way down, still slightly raised, and she has got a totally different riding position, and she does like her bar position. So go and check out their channel, see her Michigan, see what you think of those new style bars that she has put on the bike. I think it makes it look quite nice actually, but I do like a nice high bar. And obviously 2 of these coming out this week. We've already done the first ride very, very early this morning, about 6:30. And it's now just gone 7 o'clock and I'm on the second bike. We ride test very, very early in the morning just for the sheer sake of traffic. And a lot of people have said, oh, 40 mile an hour on a dual carriageway, I wouldn't risk it. If you are a biker and you've got to travel down a dual carriageway, as long as you are aware of that traffic behind you, and with these mirrors it is very, very easy to see the traffic behind, and you're occupying or dominating your lane position. I tend to ride position 1, or if I'm out on a big bike, position 3 on the lane. But if you are out on a bike, you shouldn't be afraid of travelling down a dual carriageway. This does have a lot of road presence, so it does make it very, very visible to other traffic that you are there. And they do go round you, as you can see by the cars. So I'm just going to shift lane positions now. We're going to go back down the dual carriageway, get a little bit of extra mileage on this one. But you should never ever be afraid of being out on the road and being on the dual carriageway. Now obviously for the purposes of ride testing we ride at 40 mile an hour. They do go a lot faster when it's serviced, but for the purposes of the longevity of the engine and running in procedures we stay at about 40-42 mile an hour on a bike. And the gear changes on this are very, very smooth. Lovely little spaced gearbox on this one. Pulls through the gears absolutely perfectly. Now obviously a very, very cold morning. Roads are very, very damp and wet. And we're just going to come in on that front brake. And it still pulls up very, very well on this combined braking system. And very, very easy just to switch down the box, get yourself back into first gear for the pull away. And being cold, my visor is starting to fog up. Obviously I have a pin lock on this, so once you are moving it does clear itself, but obviously sat in traffic any visor is going to freeze up on you. But an absolutely perfect ride from these little Michigans. If you haven't got any questions about the Michigans, pop them in the comments section below, see what you think. Go and have a look at Tins on Tour, look at Phase Bikes, let me know what you think of her new style handlebars. I think they look very, very sweet. And she has commented it is a very, very good riding style on that one. That little motor just chugging away below me, doing what it needs to do. We're going to work ourselves back out into traffic, and as always do a couple of shoulder checks before moving. Never trust a mirror, as I always say. But with those boards that you've got, the running boards or your foot plates, very, very easy just to plant your foot. And a very, very comfortable riding style on this. So a couple of things that are coming up with the guys at Eclipse. We have absolutely shed loads of Titans in. If you're into a twist and go scooter, want to get yourself a Titan, we've got plenty of those in. Iska ZSB's Assaults are all on the way to us now. So we're just awaiting delivery. We've been confirmed that they are at the factory. We've just got to wait for bikes now. There is a very long wait for bikes. And obviously, if you are thinking of getting a bike, next batch coming out of China is going to be November, December. And as we always say, if you have got your heart set on a bike, don't wait for it to come into the dealers. You are not going to get one. Get down to your local dealer, put in what's called a pre-order, put a deposit on a bike that will at least guarantee you one of the next batch, or it may guarantee you one of what they've got in stock at the moment. So get your pre-orders in, check out what the dealer's got, and at least you're guaranteed one. We have customers placing orders since June and July and August that are now just starting to get their bikes. Obviously bikes were delayed coming out of China due to COVID, but now we've got them all in prep. So we have got a lot of bikes going out over the next few weeks. I think currently we've done about 130 bikes this year, so a lot of bikes coming through, and a lot of ride tests been done, hence all the videos that we post up. And if you haven't sort of checked out a bike, and if you're looking at buying a bike, looks great in a photo, I always say go and sit yourself on a bike, try it out for size, make sure you're comfortable before you decide to purchase anything. So check out a bike before you buy it, get your deposit down, at least you're guaranteed one. We're going to get some extra miles up on this bike now, and we'll cut back in once we come back into town, do the urban bit of mileage as always. So until we go back in, see you guys in just a few. So just coming off dual carriageway now, final part of the ride test on this Lexmoto Michigan in grey, or silver as they call it. and just the final couple of miles to put on this bike. Otherwise running fine, 22k on the bike, and it's not missed a beat, as we would expect from any of these Lexmotos. Gorgeous little bike, rides absolutely perfectly. So if you're in the market for a Lexmoto in Michigan, as always, give the guys at Eclipse a call, 01908 643 603. Easiest way to get to all the social media off the website, revbomb.co.uk. Eclipse Motorcycles on the first page, down the bottom, link to the website with the phone number, and the Facebook page is there as well. All my social media on the last page, that's the Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. If you've got any comments about these Lexmoto Michigans, pop a comment in the box down below. Let us know what you think, good or bad, what you'd like to see on future videos. We are going to be doing some instructional videos shortly, telling you all about different bits of biking, things like how to do servicing, how to put an alarm on one of these, because these have to be hardwired. But we're going to be doing an instructional video on that for you. Heading back to the garage now. Whatever you're doing this week, do have yourself a good one. It's going to be cold, it's going to be wet, it's going to be nasty and horrible out there. So if you are riding, guys, ride safely, be well. Until next time from RB, it's a very, very cold and crisp goodbye from me. Take care.